Hey, this is Rich over at TVP Live with another quick tips tutorial brought to you by Photoshop Elements Tutorials Group. And let's jump right in with today's poster. Wanted to know how to get rid of the fence in this photo. Well, basically what we want to do in our particular case is use the clone stamp tool, but we're also going to copy portions of the tree and put them in front of here because it's going to be a lot faster and easier to do that. So let's go ahead and grab the lasso tool, and instead of using the polygon, we're using the lasso portion. So I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to grab a portion of the tree here and bring it to this side, and then grab a portion of this and bring it over here so that you don't see the repetition as much. So let's go ahead and start with just grabbing a portion of this side, and I'm going to right click and hit copy. It automatically made a new layer. If I turn off the bottom layer, you can see that layer here. Now I'm going to do is take that layer and go to Image, Rotate, Horizontal. It turns it around so that it's facing the other way. Grab the grabber tool and I'll move it over. Let's turn on the background again and see how much faster it is just to do this, to place it over here. And that way it gets rid of a lot of the fence instead of having to use the clone stamp tool. So I'm going to bring this down to about here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lessen the opacity to like 25%. And that allows me to see right through it. So I can take the eraser and grab a soft eraser like 15 point and erase this foreground piece so that she shows through. And you can see I'm just following her body line here. And let's see, we got part of her hair here. We'll crop this off like that, right around there. And now we want to see what exactly that we did. Let's go ahead and bring the opacity right back up to 100%. Kind of hard to see, but if I turn off the background, you'll see that we just cut out this portion here with the soft brush. Now we want to get rid of all the stuff to the right of it. So with the polygon tool, we can draw a big polygon within our erased portion to get rid of everything to the right of it. Being careful not to cut into the left side. Double click here, hit delete, and there we go. What does it look like? Let's turn the background back on and look at that. You can't even tell that we placed our piece. I'm going to toggle the new piece on and off. See that? It's looking really good. Next, what we want to do is take the left side here, and we need to meld this into the original. So let's go ahead and do that again. Bring that opacity back down to about 50%. Grab an eraser, and this time let's make the eraser really big, like 100%. And you see how big this circle is. And I'm going to erase this here so that it melds into our original. And I'm going to keep stuff like take away that ball to keep the original ball underneath. This one here too. As soon as we get down to the pole is here, we're going to use a smaller brush, change that from 100 to like 50 point, soften it all down here. And look at that. We just got rid of a whole big bunch of the pole right here, and you can't even tell that it's been changed. Now let's get rid of the fence little by little. We don't have to worry about anything behind this portion because this is covering all of that post there. So let's go ahead and just worry about this here. I'm going to take the clone stamp tool and I'm going to clone some of these windows down here. So let's grab a 50 point soft brush and hold the Alt button, and let's clone along here like this. I'm going to come down here and copy that up to where that grass is. And I can do that again over here. Try to match the windows so it doesn't look haphazard. And finally grab this here and match these windows right around there, and that's looking pretty good. And now all we have to do is touch up these portions of the post that we can still see with the clone tool. And I'm going to hold the Alt down here, grab this window, and let's go ahead and cover that up right there. Grab this window and cover that up right there. And down here one more time, let's go ahead and grab this post right here and touch it up right there. And that pretty much gets rid of the big part of the post. And now we have one more portion here. I'm going to go ahead and create a new blank layer. That way we don't have to mess with what's already there. Now let's fix the grass doing the same thing. Once again on its own layer, make a new layer, grab the clone stamp tool. This time we want it really small. just in between here to grab the grass. So I'm going to grab some grass right here and then just tap it there. Grab the grass here, grab it again over here. And when I'm saying grab, I'm using the Alt and left button to click, and that's where you're grabbing it from. And now we want to get rid of the posts over here. Let's go back up to about a 20 point, and I'm going to grab this right here, slide it over, and go straight up. Boom. Grab this, bring it over here, and go straight up. Boom. Grab that again there, and go straight up. So you see, it's not terribly difficult. It's a little time consuming, but easily doable. Here I'm going to do something a little different. Once again, I'm going to create a new layer for it. I'm going to use the color picker, and I'm going to pick a color right around here. I'm going to grab a brush, and I'm going to do a large brush, about 150, and watch what happens. Done. Take that opacity, bring it down to about 50%, grab an eraser, make it a small eraser, and now erase out the portions of the cement that we don't want. Bring the opacity back up to 100%, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to toggle it on and off. Look at that. It looks perfect. Now let's come down to the posts here, the main posts that we need to get rid of. And this, very similarly to everything else, we're going to come down here to the main layer and make a new blank layer right above it and get rid of these posts. How? With the clone stamp tool, a very, very large one. Let's try this at about 150 point, and that way we can grab more than what we need. So I'm going to come down here to the center in between two posts, hit the Alt button, and click grab. Come back over here and just simply draw that up. Now you see it left little portions of the posts on each side, and that's okay, because all we have to do now is take the eraser, and all we got to do is shift click the eraser, and the extra post portions are gone. And there we go. Let's do the same thing over here to this one using the clone stamp tool. I'm going to grab it from over here, hit Alt, boom, bring this back over here, bring it up. Now grab the eraser, and check it out, it's looking pretty real. Now for this side, we're going to do the opposite. Once again, grab that background and the polygon tool and grab the lasso tool. We're going to grab a piece of the tree here and bring it over to this side. So let's go ahead and grab all of this. I'm going to right click, hit copy. I can take that portion over here. Let's turn it around by going to image, rotate, horizontal, and once we got it where we want it, let's go ahead and bring that opacity back down to about 30%. Grab the eraser, boom, delete, and boom, we got this where we like it. Now we can come down here and get rid of the posts like we did on the other side. Come to the middle of the post and go straight up. And finally, we got some steps over here to get rid of. So let's just go ahead and grab the clone stamp tool again, a nice small one, like about 50 point. I'm going to grab some of this right here and just go straight across. Grab the smudge brush, and we can smudge this up a little bit. Now for the steps down here, it's going to be a little bit harder to use the clone tool, so I'm just going to grab color picker and just go all the way across with the same color on each line. And it could be a soft brush, it's okay. I'm going to shift, click, shift, click. Now grab the lighter portions. And all we have to do is come out and grab the enhance lighting, brightness, and contrast, and just make the contrast less so that it's a little more washed out. Bring the brightness down so it doesn't stand out so much. So as you can see, it took lots and lots of layers to take out the fence out of this photo, but I think we did a pretty good job. As I turn each layer back off, it's going to expose the whole original fence. Boom. There's the original fence. Every layer that we added started taking portion by portion out, little by little, and that's all there was to it. Hey, this is Rich calling it quits for this tutorial, saying over and out.